Shar's going to win it as they go to the line. Alan Shar wins. It's going to be a 7th Irish Derby success for Aidan O'Brien, a 3rd win in the race for Johnny Murtagh. Fame and Glory wins the Dubai Duty Free Irish Derby. Cape Blanco, Midas touch, it's going to be close, but Cape Blanco is certainly close home. Johnny's made the right pick. Cape Blanco wins the Derby. 5 in a row in the race for
Johnny, the Irish Derby, it's a race you've won 4 times in the past. Can we maybe talk through those 4 wins, starting with Sindar in 2000? Was there pressure on you going into that? He was the Epsom Derby winner coming on there.
It is, yeah. There's always pressure coming back to the Curragh, especially if you have to win an Epsom. You know, you're the champion, you're on home turf. I really wanted the horse to do it. We thought he'd come out of Epsom really, really well, and you know there was $1 million bonus that year if you did the Epsom Derby double. So there was. I remember the night before thinking about, you know, big race, and really, you know, really hoped that the horse would do it on home soil. But thankfully, at halfway it was a little bit.
Yeah. I remember.
It wasn't going according to plan. He came off the bridle early for some reason, and I was scrubbing him along, but as soon as he got on the straight and I gave him a couple of backhanders, he stretched right away. I think he won by 10 lengths. He was a very, very good winner. He was a very, very good horse, and he was after having a tough campaign up until then, you know what I mean, with the trial, Epsom, and then on to the Curragh. But he stretched right away, and he was a very impressive winner on the day. But it was nice. It was nice to get the job done.
And wearing the Aga Khan's colours, obviously Curragh, Shahrastani, Kayazi. Do you remember those winning the Irish Derby before that?
I was just remember the first flat race I ever remember watching was Curragh winning the Epsom Derby. I was 11. My uncle brought me out to. We were outside and he says, "Oh, come on in." It was a Wednesday. I remember it was a Wednesday. The Derby used to be on a Wednesday, and we came in, and I remember these green colours streaking away down in Epsom, horse's tongue hanging out, and I remember saying this young boy riding this brilliant horse, and that was the first flat race I ever seen. So not so many years later, to be in those famous colours, to win the Epsom Derby, and to come back and then to be the champion coming back to the Curragh, very, very special, very special. And when I look back at it now, even more special.
Yeah, exactly, the way the wheel turns around, and plenty of Aga Khan horses here as well. And a couple of years later, Alan Shar was your next Irish Derby winner, the Aga Khans as well, but you didn't wear the green colours with the red epaulets. You were in the old Aga Khan silks.
Yeah, well, it was very very sporting of His Highness to do that, because Dalakani won the French Derby and Alan Shar was after running 3rd in Epsom. Bit unlucky, you know, he was a bit unlucky, so we were in the second colours. So I remember the race, you know, I planned to follow Sumion all the way because he was on a big favourite. Dalakani was the big favourite, and a couple of Aidan's pacemakers went a very strong gallop, and Sumion kind of sat close enough to the pace, and I remember attacking him early, just before he even got a breather into his. I just attacked him early, and in fairness to Alan Shar, he answered every call that day, and he came out on top, and I kind of felt like it was a home victory. There's no way, you know, the French champion was coming over to beat the Irish horse in the Curragh. And the crowd, it was a great reception I got that day. The crowd was really, it felt like Ireland against France, really, you know. And but he was good on the day, Alan Shar, and he went on. And after that race, I think His Highness's team says Alan Shar can go to the King George, and Dalakani can go to the Ark. And Alan Shar won the King George, and Dalakani went on and won the Ark. So, you know, competition is always good, and the Irish Derby is probably lacking that now at the moment. We're lacking the French champion coming over, taking on maybe the English Derby winner, and then a couple of the locals as well. But that's what it's missed a little bit at the moment. And but on that day, it did feel like a real Ireland against France.
The ride you gave Alan Shar as well, and as you said, Dalakani was fairly far forward, just behind the pace. You must have got a great kick out of that, did you?
I did, and Christophe Soumillon was kind of His Highness's jockey in France, and I was riding for him in Ireland. So, you know, this Super Soumillon was coming over, so I couldn't wait to get upside Super Soumillon on that day, and listen, it all worked well in my favour. But yeah, it was like in that kind of way. I just wanted to beat Soumillon.
And then, of course, Fame and Glory. I suppose Fame and Glory was great. You didn't see the stars to contend with on the day.
Yeah, it was nice to wake up that morning and say that John Ox was after taking see the stars out because the ground. But we really had a lot of faith in Fame and Glory that day. He was going really well at the time. Mile and a half of the Curragh was really going to suit him. Pretty straightforward. I kind of followed the pace and took it up 2 down. And in all fairness to the horse, he stretched right away. He was a very, very good horse on his day. Stayed really well. Was hoping See the Stars was going to run because the ground was on the slow side of good, and maybe that would have slowed him up a little bit. But kind of glad when you look back at it now that he wasn't there.
I suppose he was just unlucky, wasn't he, to be born in the same year as See the Stars?
He was, and there was a few Ballydoyle horses a bit unlucky that year to be born the same, because we had some great horses that year, you know, like Fame and Glory, Master Craftsman, Rip Van Winkle. We had some really top horses down there, and we just born in the wrong year.
Yeah, but he got his Irish Derby win.
He did, no, he won the Irish Derby fair and square, and as I said, on the day, you know, on the day he was very, very good.
Yeah, and then Cape Blanco was your fourth. I suppose Aidan O'Brien had a good few runners in that race. Was it difficult?
It was, yeah. It was very difficult. You know, I rode all the horses on the Tuesday before the race, and they all worked separately with their lead horses. And like I was very undecided what horse I was going to ride, and I rang Aidan just before declarations, and he goes, "No, you ride Cape Blanco." And I went back and watched the videos again and watched the comments again, and I rang Aidan, "Are you sure? Are you sure, Aidan?" He said, "If you want to win the Irish Derby, you ride Cape Blanco." So listen, I came and I beat. I'm not sure what was second there. Colin O'Donoghue.
Yeah, Midas Touch.
Midas Touch was second. He just got up and beat my neck. It was a great race. It was, you know, very, very competitive. And he was a solid horse. He was after winning the Dante. He probably wasn't the easiest horse to train and keep sound, but you know, to win another Irish Derby on home soil, it was, you know, it's a huge weekend. It's a huge race, and I was glad Aidan O'Brien pointed me in the right direction.
And of course, you say the weekend, like it's a fantastic weekend's racing. You won the Railway Stakes last year with Chartash. That must have been great for you as a trainer. Yeah,
well, it was the first. It was kind of my second year of training for His Highness the Aga Khan, and at the start of the year, I did have goals of hoping that I could have a group winning 2-year-old. You know, I don't usually set goals, but there's always a little few at the start of every year, and I just wanted to train a group winning 2-year-old. I didn't think it was going to be the Railway Stakes, which is a, you know, very high profile race run on Derby weekend. He won a maiden. He ran first time out early in the season. He always showed us plenty. He won his maiden second time out, and the plan was always to go to the Railway. And he was going very, very well at the time. And he got up and he beat Blackbeard by a short head. So it was an exciting finish. I was speaking to Pat Downs, and he says, "We never won the Railway before because we don't usually have these precocious 2-year-olds, but he always had speed. Being by Invincible Spirit, he always had a bit of speed, and he's had a very solid. I know his dam was 1.25 miles, but I'd say she's a pretty solid mare, and I have his half brother here now, so I'm very excited about him. Although I haven't run him yet, he's by Sayuni, but he's a very exciting horse to look forward to. Yeah, good. And you've got a good few Aga Khan horses as well here. Plenty of good owners in the yard. Yeah, no, we've got. I think we've got 20 horses in all from His Highness the Aga Khan. The standard of stallions have gone up. We've got some Sayunis, we've got some Zaraks, we've got a couple of Wooden Bassets, and of course we got a very nice colt by See the Stars as well. So listen, the stall, it's always nice to be having that kind of stock coming into your yard, but owners are very good. You know, we've some very good owners. They've been with us for a while now, and you know, we've kind of changed our tack. We had a big clear out last year. We're kind of gone for, we've 70 boxes here, so we need that high quality numbers. And we want horses that can be rated kind of 90 and above, and with a good start to the season, and we just hope we can continue now. As I said, we kind of target like Guineas weekend at the Curragh, Ascot, and the main one now, everything is getting ready for Derby weekend at the Curragh. You know, it's 3 days, a lot of valuable races, a couple of group races. I don't think we'll have anything for the group ones this year, but please God, with the stock that's coming now, it's something we're kind of building towards.